Hi, so today I want to encourage you and myself to stay in the place that God has planned, to remain submitted and in the plan that God has for us. So here today, I realized that I've been having outside influence and internal influence on just really, you know, whether or not I should do something other than remain that will cause me to step outside of what God has uh, assigned for me to do. And so I wanted to share a uh, few verses with you to encourage you and to show you to remain where it is that God has you because it's for our good. And if we do not this, then therefore he cannot do what he has promised us that he would do. And that is, he's promised to come and save, he's promised to redeem, he's promised to bring us out and bring us into a place where he has set up for us. And so I want to read to you very quickly in Jeremiah 24. There is a conversation that God is having with Jeremiah regarding a basket of figs that Jeremiah sees. And God is asking Jeremiah, what is it that he sees? And Jeremiah told him that he sees figs and that he sees good figs that are very good and that he sees figs that are evil that cannot be eaten. And so I'm going to start with what God says to him after Jeremiah replies to what he sees. And starting in verse 5 of Jeremiah 24. Thus says the Lord God, the God of Israel, like these good figs, so will I acknowledge them that are carried away captive of Judah, whom I have sent out of this place into the land of Chaldea for their good. For I will set my eyes upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land. And I will build them and not pull them down, and I will plant them and not pluck them up. And I will give them a heart to know me, that I am the Lord, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God. For they shall return unto me with their whole heart. Now, he is again speaking about the good figs. And what he has said to Jeremiah is this, that the people that he has sent into captivity, he has sent to their enemies, he has sent them to a place of uncomfortability, right? But it is for their good. And then he goes on to say that though it's for their good, he will set his eyes upon them for good, that he will also bring them again back to the land that he has sent them from, right? From their home. He sent them from their, he has removed them from their home and sent them to the land of an enemy. But he said that he will return them back to their land, that he will build them, and that he will not pull them down, and that he will also plant them and not pluck them up. And the whole thing he's saying, that he will give them a heart to know him, and that he is the Lord, and that we shall return unto him with a whole heart. And so I'm in this place where, again, I've been dealing with removing myself under the submission of what it is that I have agreed to where God has me now, and he has been redirecting me back to basically our plan, his plan, our agreement, which is my agreement to the plan that he has, right? And I wanted to encourage someone because I believe, because he's also said that I'm coming to save, that I'm coming to redeem. Now is the time where influence of the enemy is to get us to move from where we have uh uh where we are in agreement with God to stay and to remain until he comes. He is getting us and having us to now have influences or desires to move or attempt to maybe put our hands into something else that trying to stay where he has us, but yet reach a part of your body into something else. And he wants all of you to remain submitted up underneath, right? And so where I want to encourage you is to remain, and for us to remain where we have been in agreement with God, to submit at this place until he comes to save us, until he comes to redeem us, until he comes and bring us out, because he's promised to bring you out. He's promised to redeem you, and he's promised to save. And therefore, we're I encourage you, as I encourage myself, in making a commitment that I will remain until I see the salvation of the Lord. Because what we don't want to do is be as those evil figs, as he called them, in verse 8, where says, where in verse 9, where he says that he would deliver them to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth for their hurt. Been in this too long. Been in this too long to get to the end. To have to deal with hurt consistently, and not only hurt, but to be a reproach, to be a proverb, to be a taunt and a curse in places that you have been driven. Listen, I encourage you, as I encourage myself. I don't want to be either. None of those things. Have been through enough where I am. And so I have decided, and I encourage you to remain under the submission, in the agreement that we have made with God, until he comes and until we see his salvation. And until next time.